Hi everyone, this is Bobby from bn-games.com, and we're doing another classic capture. This is an unintentional speedrun of StarFox FX for the Super Nintendo. Originally was only going to play a couple levels, but ended up playing up until the end with a decent score. I would have probably gone faster through this had I cut through the little cutscenes here and all the text parts. And I mean, I could have skipped through the stuff I wanted to if I, wanted to make this faster. But I did really well, extremely well, and I haven't lost my touch.
So this is more of a spoiler, if anything, because you're going to see the entire game.
Yeah, you're going to see through one branch.
You're gonna sit through it, and Slippy will piss you off. Although not as much as the 64 version.
No, it was more Peppy getting the fucking way. Peppy mostly.
No, Slippy did her fair share of getting in the way. No, Fox was just like, "Hey, Fox, why don't you shove it up your ass?"
Slippy's a boy.
Slippy's a girl in my book just because of the voice. I've known that, but whoever they chose has a very feminine and annoying voice.
Yeah, well,
That's kind of like me.
Appreciate the choir.
So you're going to be in the next Star Fox.
Oh, fuck that.
He would be Slippy.
Always need help.
Hey,
Timmy, what would Timmy be?
That'd be Falco.
He'd have to be Falco because he's always
Yeah.
pissed.
Yeah. I have no objection.
and he has the hair for it.
Yeah.
And it'd be blue.
There you go. I have no objections.
So, but Star Fox is my favorite Nintendo franchise, period.
Just reiterating on what we were saying before, Bobby would have to be Peppy, though, because Peppy knows everything.
That's true. No, I think he'd be Star Wolf. Timmy would be Star Wolf.
No,
No?
he can't pull off being evil. It would be like an emo evil, and that's just not good enough for Star
Yeah,
Wars.
okay, he's Falco.
So anyway, Star Fox is my favorite Nintendo franchise, and was was the first game to use the FX chip. That fancy term was a specialized graphic enhancement processor that was on the cartridge, which allowed these fancy modern 3D visuals you're witnessing here.
These 3D visuals that all you kids are so crazy about.
Yeah, at the time it was a gimmick, and not everybody liked it. It took some getting used to. Personally, I loved it. I loved it, and I played the hell out of this, and that's not including the N64 version of Star Fox,
Which I love.
Which
I never
is,
played this.
FX HD.
I played that more than any other N64 game. But other than that, I
The
love
thing
this
is,
game.
the funny thing is, I never owned it. I stole it from my cousin for like maybe a month or two.
That's a great thing to admit.
I don't give a fuck. He stole plenty of shit from me. I was young. This came out for the 64 97?
This?
64.
Oh, the 64 came out. Yeah, about
97? Yeah, I was like
97,
6.
98.
I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah,
I got the box.
well, I was about 6 or 7 when this game came out. So,
Yeah.
now if you're wondering why the screen in the box in the middle is kind of small, it's because they couldn't. It's all about resolution. Basically, they couldn't run this in full 480i, which was the standard television, aspect ratio, dimensions, and all that. Because
couldn't produce that much.
well, besides that fact, no. Well, 480i, yeah, that's 480i.
Yeah.
That big TV that's behind you. That's the resolution size. No, they couldn't do it because the Super Nintendo just wasn't powerful enough to be able to run.
I mean,
this.
it's a little choppy in some parts with this.
Yeah, I mean, just as it is. So this is something like I don't remember. It was like 240, like
It's probably half.
on a line basis, or maybe even lower than that. Aside from the technical jargon, that's pretty much the Super Nintendo wasn't powerful enough to handle it being any higher resolution. Later games did the same thing, like Stunt Tracks FX even had a smaller portion of the screen.
Stunt Race.
Dirt Tracks FX is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, but Stunt Race FX.
I forgot Dirt Tracks was like that.
Dirt Tracks actually used more of the screen, but they always were confined to a windowed.
Yeah, but Dirt Tracks also didn't have as many 3D models too.
Yeah.
Hell, even a few games now do that. Halo 3 did that.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of being more
Frame
fluid.
rate. Yeah, frame rate.
It lost about 120 lines vertically, which equals about maybe 240 lines.
Yeah, now we're getting way too technical for
Yeah.
people watching this. But you know, in the end, it was all about making
Smaller picture equals better look.
Now I remember buying this game at Sears in the Montebello Town Center or Montebello Mall area. There's a Sears over there right next to Toys R Us.
You bought this at Toys R Us?
No, I didn't. I bought this at Sears. And this is my original copy.
I don't remember Sears ever selling
Yeah.
games at
Yeah,
that
they
time.
did.
They
That's
did.
where I bought my Game Boy Pocket.
It used to be on the right side.
I remember.
that Sonic,
I remember
that Sonic
buying
plush I
it.
had. I bought it from Sears also.
I remember that.
They had like
I
a
remember
little,
that because I bought one before you did.
They had a
and
little
then you-
display case with it and everything. They had like the games in there.
1% away from 100. So close. And that's going to be the case up until, well, no, actually I do really well. Well, I'll leave that to the end. Yeah, at the time it was gimmicky. You know, everyone was like, "Oh, the FX chip, blah blah blah," and
Like 3DS now.
it pulled it off. Yeah, 3DS. Yeah,
N-
Nintendo was,
Nintendo likes to take chances.
Virtual Boy.
and I could never play this.
Yeah. Do you want to die?
I could never play this from the cockpit perspective. As long as you were pointing straight, your lasers would hit the enemy. Simple as that. I never could do that. And it's like, you know, I can drive Gran Turismo, cockpit mode, driving games, but I can't fly StarFox that well. Never, ever.
You know, I don't mean this in a bad way, but him mentioning Virtual Boy popped something into my head. I know that colorblind people see colors and they perceive it as whatever they perceive it as,
Yeah.
but I wonder what they perceive red as, and I wonder what they would perceive the Virtual Boy as.
It's an interesting.
Yeah, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm like, that's a legitimate question.
Isn't
I
it all
just-
black, gray, and white?
No, I think like they can perceive, like they might see red and brown, but to them it's still red because that's what they've been told that color is.
No, true colorblind people could only see things in black,
Okay,
gray,
well-
and white.
Okay, well I'm talking about people that are.
People like Bobby think, you know, okay, there I can understand.
Yeah.
But then you just put his eyes in there and tell him, okay, what color is that? That'll
yeah.
tell you.
You know what? You know what the problem? You know what my own problem with you mentioning Virtual Boy is?
Yeah.
Didn't have StarFox.
That's true. And the 3DS is gonna have StarFox.
Like, the
StarFox
The
64.
Wii doesn't have StarFox, and I don't want to hear about it.
You gotta like how
No,
they're
it
just
doesn't.
porting all the 64 games in that
Well,
3DS.
because the 64 was the shit.
Well, I'm not
Hey,
disagreeing.
that's the way the industry works. You rehash what's already been out. How many remakes of things have been released in?
And that just goes
ever,
to
you know,
that just
last
goes to
couple
show you
years.
that either they're compiling off of it or they still have the original masters.
You know what? I should also mention I don't lose this power up or any wings at all. Period. So keep. And I mentioned that because someone might think at some point that I lost it. No, I do not. I don't lose a life. I don't lose my power ups. I don't lose my wings. I almost die. But
Did
you know,
this one
sort
have
of-
wing damage?
Yeah.
You could lose the wing.
Although it was
damage.
much more apparent on 64 because it was much higher quality.
Yeah. Well, obviously.
Well, besides that, I mean,
Yeah.
the ship would be hanging to the side.
Yeah,
I
love
never
that.
got why the ship would hang to the side in space when there's no gravity.
the gravity
There's
of
gravity on the
asteroids.
planets.
No, I said in space.
Oh, and yeah, the gravity of the asteroids. It has to. I see what you
They're
mean.
dead-
There's
kinda.
no wind for it to not have.
Hey, solar wind.
No, but it gets weighted down. It gets weighted down towards the asteroids. Although it should, in reality, it should kind
should
of.
go the
Yeah.
opposite.
Well, regardless, we're
Yeah.
getting off topic.
You know, I should also mention if you have played this game and always had trouble with this game, the secret to winning is firing and hammering on the right shoulder to do the barrel roll at the same time, because you're very likely going to block most shots that way. It can't save you from the levels that have physical obstacles that are going to destroy you, but in these instances, you know, with lasers anyway. Yeah, let's just can't touch me. And I want to be very clear, this is all gameplay, just playing through on my Super Nintendo, the copy I bought many years ago. It's older than Marco.
Yes, it was.
Marco had never seen me this before.
I've seen it. Don't change the story. I've seen it. I've never played it. I've never seen it be played in front of me. I've seen it played.
He hasn't seen it.
Okay.
100%. Beat that,
That's-
motherfuckers.
That's debatable.
Beat that.
Hey, this is all this video is just really fancy editing.
I changed the number.
Yes, it was actually 1%,
Oh,
and then you just added a 0 and moved it around.
And what you don't know is we had to shoot this like 20 times.
Yes, to get that
Kept
1%.
dying.
You kept getting 0%. I will admit,
It kept blowing up as soon as the level started.
for being an NES game, I see where the 64 game got all of its stuff from.
Yeah,
SNES, sorry. I
the-
keep forgetting
Don't
that.
insult.
The 64 game,
Very true to
really,
this.
it's like almost no different. Even the level.
Almost every boss that is in FX was in 64 at some level.
Well, you also got to remember, in the first level, if you know the pathway, you can fight the secondary boss, the original
Yeah, I
one.
know. Believe me, I got gold. I got gold medals.
I'm talking about the people who don't.
Yes. This used to be my favorite level. In fact, I think it's silly.
Marco Dual Barrel.
Do a barrel roll. That's okay. I will.
We will have to do StarFox 64.
Yeah, and I definitely want to comment on that.
No, I'm playing it though.
You can go ahead and play it. You do much better than I do, anyways.
You get to play Star Fox Adventures.
I've never played any of the games before.
You know what? I played it recently, and it's kind of difficult.
Which one's the good one, Assault or Adventures?
Assault was the good one. In fact, Assault was Assault was a good one. We'll just leave it at that. I should mention there was a StarFox FX2.
Oh, the DS
wasn't.
version. I forgot about that.
Yeah, then the DS version is a spiritual remake of that game that was never released. And the reason for that was never released is because the Nintendo 64 came out and they felt, well, why would we release this? You know, we have the N64. I remember this part right here was a bitch. You know, when you're young and impulsive, like if you patiently go through these sections when you're going through the ships, you can get through them fairly easily without getting any serious damage. Oh, and this right here, when fucking Toad gets thing, don't hammer on the fire button because you can kill Slippy. I have. Although there have been times when I just wanted to go through them myself and I'd kill all three of them.
Especially Slippy.
just to get rid of them. And the same thing with the 64.
I thought they had me.
I always
Unfortunately.
love killing Falco in the 64 game.
On the second or third playthrough I did on the master levels after I had gotten Fox's father's glasses and stuff, I made a point to get rid of everybody and I did most of the game by myself. I think the only level that I did that I couldn't do by myself was the one with Cat, when Cat comes in the 64 version. That's the only time.
Because she's only there for a few seconds. And besides that, you know, they only stayed out of the level. If they got damaged, they would only stay out for like
One stage.
Yeah, one stage. And then come back.
Slippy's ship has been repaired, motherfucker. You're making me work more now. I gotta re-kill her.
Son of a bitch! I didn't authorize that.
You're investing my money into things I don't want. Why don't you, like, instead of doing that, give me her guns? And yes, I'm staying with it to her because of the voice.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I've never liked these ship designs, like the big old things. Like, how are these combat ships? You know, it's just send this big tub out.
You killed her too.
What you don't know is they're actually ships with civilians.
Oh well, that makes me feel better. Actually, surprisingly enough. It's like
See, they're actually life pods.
it's interesting. Hey, Fox.
Because oddly enough, they do remind me of like lifeboats from Gundam. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know.
I guess. What?
Although I would like to know about these little ships that, you know, they're spinning. They look like butterflies.
Hey, that's good ship design. You're not a space engineer. This song right here, it's like oh shit, shit is getting serious though.
That's.
This is the boss part. Yeah, I know. This is the only part where the frame rate is like oh, well, this is steady because it's in closed box. Although some shitty ship designs, like man, just put these random girders everywhere.
Hey, well, because they knew someone was gonna fly in to try and destroy it, and
They learned from Star Wars.
Yeah.
The secret to surviving this part is do not shoot those walls.
which he learned the hard way.
Well, younger, yeah.
And I like it in the last level, you kept fucking up and kept. Oh no, this level! I kept having to tell you, no, do the opposite of what the arrow says. It was pretty funny.
There's this fancy effects right there. Remember when that shit happened? It just blew my mind. Like, holy crap, this is the future. Now,
all range mode.
I remember all kinds of kids who kept dying at this point. This was, I think, in actuality, it is not nearly the hardest boss, but it is when you consider the time and people's understanding of what 3 dimensions were, especially anyone who never really owned a computer and had no real concept of what a 3D game could be. At this point, you know, especially kids who were my age at the time, they had no clue. You know, the idea of, you know, spatial dimension, as you see me turning into the 3D plane while interacting. This was mind-blowing crap at the time.
Wait, so you mean you don't have to jump up to the next platform?
No.
But what about the mushroom?
Although that bomb should hit. I think this bullshit.
Dude, you launched it like, you know,
no.
a mile.
Hey, it's a huge. It's a nuke. Okay.
Yes, but it wasn't. It may have been a nuke, but it wasn't an N2.
I admit.
I approve of that.
Gotta throw my Evo reference in there somehow.
So I probably would have done this faster, but I had forgot the fact. Again, I had forgot the fact that you could move in the plane space, so you could aim during the pauses.
Yeah, that would make this battle a little impossible if you couldn't.
No, not necessarily. I had remember beating it by just sliding and getting a couple shots in on each of those lasers a few times.
You might have shaved some time off though.
Yeah, I would have shaved some time off. I could have honestly probably done this in about 20 minutes if I wanted to. Shadow. See that shadow?
Okay, what's next? Yeah, the text in this was always
another 100%. That's right, bitches.
Hey, Sleepy didn't help very much.
Oh, that's why he looks like a sad face.
Aww.
So you're probably saying to yourself, "Wow, you're just blowing through this game." Well, yeah, I am.
There's one guy that's saying, "Hey, don't you fucking put words in my mouth." I never said anything of the sort.
I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking, why does that dog have sunglasses?
Because he's pretty awesome.
Fox. No, I like his voice in that.
Actually, what I like is in here the dog is all cool, but in the other one it's like he's begging for help.
Yeah, Fox.
It's like, Fox, we're gonna die without you. Please help us.
Earth is getting invaded.
And here he's like, hey, get your ass out there.
Hey, you better get out there before I kick your ass.
See, this was in the time of Under Siege, when the general was all badass. Like, I don't give a fuck. And then 64 was later. There was no Under Siege, so it was like, oh, we need to be here. I nearly fucked up there real quick.
You know what this level reminds me of? Except for it being underwater.
It's not underwater.
No, that's what I'm saying. It reminds me of Aquos from the 64 one. Just if it was underwater.
This reminds me of Turtles in Time, the future level.
How does this remind you of that?
Because of the ground and the colors. And
that is nothing like it.
And the giant turtle in space.
Giant turtle.
Maybe the giant turtle in space, but I see no other resemblance to it.
Wait, what giant turtle in space do you see? I was being sarcastic.
I was thinking about that moon.
Oh,
it's possible.
Hey,
a bit of shell. How
that's
do you
true.
know?
That's true. I'm not fair enough. That's gonna turn around. It's gonna be eyes, and then it's just gonna be a Ninja Turtle without the eye thingy.
No, what you don't know is it's actually Pac-Man.
That'd be kind of cool.
So that's where you were hiding after the new adventures.
For that adventure, I'd probably do the same. I almost forgot the goddamn brake button was. I'm glad I didn't hit the brake because I made it through.
I forgot this one had the brake.
It has brake and boost, and I don't use boost at all, which is kind of
I remember it boost, yeah.
And like, yeah, fuck you, Toad.
You know, after watching this, it does remind me a lot of Space Harrier. It's like
well, it's in the same
a
vein.
twin. It's like a twin barrel Space Harrier.
It's very much in the same vein, but where Space Harrier's mindless, just shoot everything in sight. This has obstacles and there's some maneuvering.
Space Harrier had obstacles.
Not really. There were random trees and rocks everywhere. There was never
Like in real life.
Yeah, I guess in the later levels you could say that's true. And yes, they're in the same vein, but they're still different animals.
No, it's because your characters.
Don't you hate it when you're walking around, all of a sudden you get attacked by giant fucking spaceships? I hate it.
I'd like to know how this thing is tapping on the ground, flying faster than a spaceship.
I want to know why he's so adamant on defending these like Well, yeah, I guess it'd be uninhabited, but
Desolate.
what's like a place where you can build a city, but there's no city.
Construction site. I don't know.
Earth.
No, it's just like he's protecting these places that have nothing. It's like, why not just let them have it?
Because it's a loading zone.
No, maybe they would build a factory. Come on, provide some income, new jobs.
It is called resource hogging, and you don't understand these things.
Yes.
This part almost fucked me. I forgot about he would do that, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna let you get me. Not gonna let you get me. Not gonna let you get me. You're gonna die, motherfucker. And he does. I love it so.
I like how you're still flying into the blast and yet nothing happens to you.
Yeah, because he has anti-blast shielding. Duh.
That's why only physical things hurt me.
Wow.
Yeah,
I like how Peppy always asks, like, alright, so what's next? And in the last mission, he's like, alright, what's next? Like, motherfucker, what more do you want? We just saved everybody.
So,
Yeah,
next is Venom.
I like in the 64 one, it's like, okay, so when are we getting paid?
Venom is technically a 2.5-parter, 2 levels into one, and then the boss is the half part, I guess you would say.
Because did you ever see in the 64 when you beat the game, if you got a really good score, when it would tell you your score at the end?
Yeah.
Do you remember what the general would say?
No.
Because they would have a huge bounty price,
Yeah.
like their fee.
Yeah.
And he was like, I forget what he would say, but it would just be like this shock, like, we have to pay this?
I remember the ending for 64, like when they were running as fast as the Gray Fox, and Gray Fox was like in the sunset.
It's like, you bastard, Rob, you stole our ship. Get back here.
Oh, that's right. I remember now. That's true. They were all in the city, and it's all going fast.
Yeah,
and
they
they're
got their
chasing
awarded medals, and then they're all chasing after it. Like Star World hijacked it.
I'll admit right here, I miss some enemies, but you know, by this point, it's pretty difficult at this point. That goddamn thing disappearing. Hey, why don't you stop that cheating?
He's using wall hacks.
He's got Archon password.
Turn on no clip.
Yeah, no, yay, new bombs. I don't know. It was going really well, and then goddamn motherfucker keep getting hit by everything. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you die. I really don't. Then he gets in the way of my shots for things I could be destroying. On top of that, and he's a cute.
And then he bitches about it. Yeah.
The rabbit gets in my way later, and the next one.
It's like, hey Fox, look at this! Ah, you shot me! The motherfucker, you're in front of me, and I'm shooting a gun. What do you expect?
I want StarFox to go to the world of Hyrule and just like fucking carpet bomb.
He was in the Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, that's true.
Fight in Arwing.
Yeah, I remember. Wait, what?
Yeah.
There's
In
no
Ocarina of Time, there's a code with I think it's through the Game Shark, although I could be wrong. An Arwing spawns and you can fight it.
I have to see that.
Yeah, it's pretty. I'm surprised you haven't seen that. That's on YouTube. We'll find it.
I've never seen or heard of that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I honestly thought this was the final boss the first time I played this. I think most people did actually.
It's like, ooh, he can do an aftershow.
And it's just like, oh, he's got a little bit of energy. Wow, Sinchi. Remember that Sinchi?
Oh, please.
You're dating yourself.
Yeah, I know I am.
I've never heard that. I don't want to.
I'm surprised you haven't heard it.
Motherfucker, that better not become a thing.
I am surprised you have not heard it. He got that from my uncle, who was from Mexico.
Well, no, it was big.
That anyway. Okay, no, sir. That is bad when I haven't heard
100%.
it.
Do not say that word ever.
Yeah,
again.
if that oh my god, if that becomes a thing, I'm gonna kill you.
I
Watch anyone who is
Dude, honestly,
24 to 35.
within the next week, if I hear it from someone other than you and him, who are in this room right now,
no,
I will blame you.
I am just gonna call Guillermo.
No.
I'm just gonna call him where I am at work.
No.
Hey, do me a favor. Say this word to Marco as much as possible.
It's like we all need to step up our game and be more cinchy.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, look like where this is going.
Thank you. You're giving me ideas.
So, in a way, Venom the planet is a Corneria palette swap with some additional obstacles. For
some reason, I forgot it was called Venom, and I kept thinking it was called Zonus. I know that's one of the levels. I think in the 64.
I thought I had fucking hit the other one. I get lucky.
Oh, someone's playing music. Aw, hit pause.
Go fucking rabbit.
Glad for kids?
Glad in the GameCube version, all you do is sit there in a goddamn thing and complain.
God damn it, no one to make a commercial like that. Fucking rabbit, tricks for kids.
You share.
It's just painful kind of watching it. It's like, God, I don't remember this being as hard as it is. It actually looks easier than it was to actually control. I do remember them doing that, but I thought the bomb used to blow them up, and then I'm remembering the 64 version would blow up the pillars more. Like when we used to bomb. Because the level in the N64, at least one version of Venom, is almost identical. Well, it's a little longer, and the poles start doing diagonals. They couldn't do diagonals in those days. I was like, yeah, it's too much processing power.
I had to show off somehow.
And then I was like, why am I going for the twin blasters? Anyways.
Well, doesn't that give you health?
No.
Well, I thought if you had them already, it gives you health. I know it does that. Does it do that in the original? I mean, in the 64?
No. I don't think so.
It might give you a temporary shield.
I know you get more points for it.
I'm like, this bastard again.
Didn't I kill you?
And then this has to be the final battle. Because I'm on, and it's like, what? Bullshit. Well, the first time, not right now. I knew it was happening. And then he transforms. He thinks he's a Power Ranger.
Hey.
Oh, please.
Megazord.
I am just happy Marco doesn't go and buy those games.
What, the Power Ranger games?
Yes.
I never played them, so I have absolutely no interest in them.
The like first two aren't bad.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo fighting ones were not terrible.
That's what I'm saying. The first two.
The Zord fighting game was really good.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The first two.
I'm just saying, asshole.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
even
miss me.
Even now.
I know that the first Zord fighting one had like a lot of color mistakes on the Zords. So I don't know.
Who cares?
I do.
Well,
You know how much you would be bitching about that if we tried playing it?
Not really. I mean, it's little.
It's not
why isn't it pink there?
I just have to remind you that it's not StarFox, so therefore it's not good.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Truth words in it.
You know what? I know that they're making a really detailed Mega Man figure that Bandai is. I would like to see a really figured, like fully modeled R-Wing.
That would be awesome.
I would buy that. You know what? I'm gonna do some research to see if there's any like model of an R-Wing.
Probably is.
I would want one.
If I remember right, there is, and it's matter of fact, it's like a model kit. The only thing is, it's of this R-Wing.
Any Arwing as
All
long as
right.
it looks cool.
We're coming into the final boss. This is Andros himself, which at the time we're like, well, who the fuck's
Gotta
Andros?
love that, 360 barrel.
Hey, that is the fanciest move he's done yet. And then right here,
This is actually almost 100%. Not accurate because it's not exactly the same, but it's very very close to what the 64 version part is for this level.
yeah. Well, at least the beginner boss version, because of there was a second boss version of Andros where you're in all range mode.
I never thought that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was a bitch.
Because that was the thing about the 64. Depending on which way you went, you'd fight different bosses. Like
I know that, and I know I went through 3 different paths at least.
If I remember right, there is a path
Fine
that
boss.
you can take in the 64 one that you won't encounter.
Son of a bitch! Break!
I would think you'd be boosted.
No, you want to air brake backwards.
You want to boost into the gust, according to Timmy.
I should.
Oh.
Yeah. Boost into the mouth. That way.
Get closer to it so it's easier for him to eat you.
So I should make mention that this was particularly spooky because Terminator 2 had come out not too long. It was in about the same correlation with the game. So this dude's face looked a lot like the T-1000, and I remember that being particularly creepy. And that, well, the laugh, not so much, but the face alone, just the face was.
I don't know. That face doesn't look anything
And I thought it was fucked here. I was like, oh, wait a minute, the cube of death. Time to fight.
Yay! We're fighting a die.
Ah, it's like someone put that plug into MySpace, and they just put a picture and they made a cube.
That's it. That is all the gameplay for the first run.
It's funny how far we
Didn't die once. Didn't lose my energy beam once. Did not lose a wing. Did not lose any of them. And I almost 100%ed everything from a score perspective.
On one path.
Hey, you would have died like in the second one. Oh,
I'd have died in the first level. Shit.
Probably. Oh, it's
I can do really good on the 64 one, but I still cannot do good on this.
Soundbite time. This is your reward for winning. Or finishing, Any second now. Oh yeah, cluster first. Oh, never mind. So here are my scores for the playthrough, then they'll talk. I remember being blown away by it.
Shit, I did that.
So well.
God, these letters are coming at me.
Yeah,
It's very Star Wars.
fucked up. And
Not bad for what it's worth.
'97. I dare one of you to beat it and record it.
Come in, Cornelia.
This is Cornelia.
There we go.
Pepper speaking. Congratulations on a job well done.
Roger. I'm heading back to Cornelia.
Well, everyone, that is a quick look, classic capture. It wasn't quick at all, actually. And speed run, roll into one.
It's a classic capture.
We're going to sign off here, talking wise. I'm going to let it run through the credits here since this is a speed run at
It
this point.
is short credits.
And yeah, it's fairly short credits, and you'll see the bosses and everything. But wait, we'll be doing StarFox 64 soon, and please subscribe. Let us know what you think. Email us. I'm at bobby@basicallynothing.com. More content coming soon. Thank you.